At a ball in 1810, Napoleon saw a woman wearing the most magnificent jewels he'd ever seen. He asked who she was. When he found out she was married to a tobacco merchant, he supposedly said, "What a lot of money that man must earn." Whether or not the story is true, what happened next definitely was. On December 29th, 1810, Napoleon signed an imperial decree centralizing the entire tobacco industry under the state control. The government bought tobacco at fixed prices and resold it at enormous markups. Some accounts say 5 times what they had paid before. It funded his wars and it made everyone who wanted to smoke answer to him. But this wasn't actually new. France had been fighting over tobacco for more than a century. And back in 1674, Louis XIV gave a private company called Ferme Générale a monopoly over tobacco sales. They collected taxes for the king and took plenty for themselves. And by 1700s, that single monopoly provided around 7% of all French government revenue. And they defended it brutally. Between 1685 and 1791, France sent over 100,000 men to row in the galleys, many for smuggling tobacco or salt, or for other violations of the tax laws. That's where smugglers like Louis Mandrin came in. In the 1750s, he led a gang of 300 men who bought tobacco in Switzerland and sold it in French towns at prices people could actually afford. He became a folk hero, the French Robin Hood. In 1755, the tax collectors got so desperate to stop him that they illegally invaded the territory of Savoy to capture him. They broke him on the wheel in front of 6,000 spectators. It only made him more legendary. Songs were written about him that people still sing today. The revolution abolished the monopoly in 1791, but 19 years later, Napoleon brought it back, this time as a state agency rather than a private franchise. And here's where it gets strange. According to historians, the same emperor who monopolized tobacco also built something called the City of Smugglers at Gravelines, a compound that housed up to 300 English smugglers. He used them to bring him gold, intelligence, and escaped prisoners of war. Tobacco was never just about tobacco. It was about power, and everyone, kings, emperors, smugglers, knew it. What would you have risked for a smoke? Comment below.